Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Tarot CelebriTEA with your boy Ducky. Today, we are going to be reading cards for Maya Jama and Ben Simmons. Um, yeah. So, from the quick little Google that I've done here, Maya Jama is like a reporter or something, and Ben Simmons plays basketball or something. um, but anyway, this was next on my to-do list. So before I get started, remember to keep in mind that these videos are for entertainment purposes. Why is that? That is because we do not have Maya Jama or Ben Simmons here to confirm nor deny that what your boy Ducky here, what I'm seeing is resonating with them or is not resonating with them. So just remember to keep that in mind. And without further ado, let's get started on their reading. So let's get a general vibe of Maya Jama and Ben Simmons's energy together. What is their combined energy like currently? We got the Seven of Spring, Seven of Wands in reverse. The Ace of Winter, the Ace of Swords. And the Queen of Autumn. Oh, yeah. So I'm seeing here like a trajectory. Like this Seven of Spring, Seven of Wands energy is very much, to me, is kind of is symbolizing like the masculine energy. And Seven of Wands in reverse is all about kind of being doubtful, doubting yourself, not being as confident in yourself. So it seems that there's a lack of confidence going on here. And I think it's because there's a person here in this situation that was really forthright and forceful in communicating what they wanted, what they did not want anymore. And to me, that person that was very forthright and forthcoming, um, that was like, you know what? I ain't dealing with this anymore, was the Queen of Pentacles energy here. Um, the Queen of Pentacles is the most comforting and generous queen. She is very nurturing, very loving. But also like she stands her ground, and it seems that there wasn't that combined energy here is that there's this Queen of Autumn energy, this Queen of Pentacles that really stood her ground and kind of communicated her thoughts, um, and her ideas in regards to where the situation between the two of them was going or where it was not going. And the Ace of Swords just represents like like it's just one sword and you just cut through the BS. It seems like this Queen of Pentacles energy just really kind of cut through all the BS that was going on and was like, you know what? Nah, I ain't dealing with this. And it made the other energy feel very, I want to say, insecure, made them not feel as confident in themselves anymore because they're just like, oh crap, I didn't know that that's what this was going on. I didn't realize that that was the situation. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. It seems here that the combined energy here is that um there's one person here who's really thriving, being alone, sitting in their throne, and I'm willing to guess it's the more feminine energy. The Queen of Pentacles is, just sitting in her throne and, doing what she wants to do, being all lavish and luxurious. And there's another person here who isn't really feeling as good and confident in themselves and feeling a little bit unsure as to like what to do because maybe they thought things were fine or things were going to get better. But there is just a lot of communication that just kind of like cut things off. Just like, you know, not dealing with it, which is good. We love that. We love that for a queen. We all got to know what we want and don't want in our lives, and we got to be able to express it and communicate it. So, um, let's get some thoughts on Maya Jama's thoughts on Ben Simmons and vice versa. Ben Simmons' thoughts on Maya Jama. All right, so let's get Maya Jama's thoughts on Ben Simmons. Maya Jama's thoughts on Ben Simmons. The moon in reverse, too many secrets. Not being honest. Mm-mm. Nope. Too many things being hidden below the surface. Ten of Swords and the Prince of Spring, the Prince of Wands, Page of Wands. Okay. Or the Knight of Wands, I'm sorry. All right, let's get an Oracle card. Flow. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's get some cards representing Ben Simmons' thoughts on Maya Jama. Ben Simmons' thoughts on Maya Jama. The Wheel in reverse. The Chariot. The King of Pentacles. And let's get an Oracle card. Ben Simmons' thoughts on Maya Jama. Patience, but it came out in reverse. So I kind of want to leave it in reverse. I don't normally read Oracle cards in reverse if they don't really have like a reversal meaning, but I'm gonna leave it for this video. Um, all right, so let's start on Maya Jama's thoughts in regards to Ben Simmons immediately with this moon showing up in reverse. You know, the moon always talks about feelings, repressed emotions, or feelings, or things that are below the surface. But when it comes in reverse, it can talk about there's just a lot of like deceptions and trickery and not being able to fully emotionally trust someone. So, Jama's thoughts on Ben Simmons, it could be that either she felt like she couldn't fully trust him emotionally or vice versa, that he is just not willing to trust people emotionally. Um, and it causes a lot of like a heartache and a lot of like betrayal. There's some betrayal here. And again, because I'm seeing this as like Maya Jama's thoughts on Ben Simmons, it could be that she thinks that he just kind of hurts people. Maybe he hurts people because he's not willing to really put himself emotion or put himself in an emotionally vulnerable position. um, and so he would rather maybe like hurt people before they hurt them. You know, it's very much that type of energy. Like I'm gonna like keep my guard up and I'm going to not fully invest in anyone emotionally just because I'm afraid that they'll hurt me. So I'd rather just like maybe hurt them before they hurt me. Um, and with this Prince of Wands or Prince of Spring or the King of Wands here, the King of Wands is a very passionate. Did I say king? Sorry, knight. Um, the Knight of Wands is a very passionate knight, but also like is very quick to love and quick to fall out of love. They're very charming, passionate, you know, restless here is also what I'm seeing. So like Maya Jama believes that Ben Simmons knows what to say, how to be charming in order to get his way and to flirt and whatnot. But there's like a lack of emotional vulnerability that he has. And it's because maybe he's been already hurt in the past with this 10 of swords. It could be that been hurt a lot in the past by putting himself emotionally vulnerable, that now he's not willing to put himself in that emotionally vulnerable position anymore out of fear of getting hurt really badly again. So rather he would just kind of like flow. He just flows in and out of people's lives, is very flirtatious and, you know, yeah, just very flowy, just kind of is one of those that's like go with the flow type of thing, but never tries to delve deep into like the flowing waters, if that analogy makes sense. You know, like there's people that are always like, yeah, I'm very chill and I go with the flow, but there's not a lot of depth to them. Um, and that's what I see. It's like there's a lot of just like very shallow emotional waters going on with Ben Simmons that Maya Jama believes. Is what is kind of like it is her perspective, perception of him, based on the cards that are coming out. Remember, these are for entertainment purposes because we don't have them here to be like, yeah, that makes sense or no, like I don't know what you're talking about. So now let's start with Ben Simmons's thoughts on Maya Jama. With this wheel card in reverse, I get the sense that Ben Simmons believes that Maya Jama just kind of has had a lot of things to overcome. A lot of unfortunate circumstances that she's overcome, maybe like bad luck. She's just had a lot of things thrown her way. Um, and even despite all of these things that have been thrown her way, that have tried to kind of prevent her wheel from turning, she still keeps on going with this chariot. Like, look at this. I'm seeing this wheel, throwing a cog in the wheel, or I don't know, throwing a wrench in the cog, or I don't, I don't know what the analogy is or the saying is, but you know, a lot of things have happened in her life where Ben Simmons believes that, like she's been through a lot, seen a lot, she's experienced a lot of unfortunate circumstances. But even regarding all those unfortunate circumstances, she still keeps on going. She still is very forthright and forthcoming and, you know, knows how to keep on rolling along, even if, like, something gets thrown off, or something gets thrown into the wheel, she keeps on turning. The wheel keeps on turning, baby. She keeps on going. She keeps on moving. She keeps on flowing. And we also got the King of Autumn or the King of Pentacles. So she is very methodical. Ben Simmons sees that she's very analytical, very methodical, thinks things thoroughly very well, and is very driven. Like it makes sense with this chariot because the chariot is all about drive and purpose and, being goal oriented and working towards those things that you want to achieve. So I'm seeing that, this is making sense with the way that the first cards showed up in the sense of like the Seven of Wands showing in reverse. I really do feel like maybe Ben Simmons, because the way that he's viewing Maya Jama is that like, dang, like he had something really great here, and maybe like he's not feeling as confident in himself right now because maybe he could have done things differently, or I don't know what the situation is, or whether it's something that she could have done differently. I'm not sure. Because I don't want to just kind of like talk about one person because it takes two to tango, right? With that being said, it takes two to tango. Um, Ben Simmons does see that Maya Jama maybe can be a little bit impatient. There's a sense of impatience here because this came out in reverse, this Jinko patience card. Um, there is a sense of impatience. So with the way that the cards came out, maybe I'm seeing that like it takes a little bit for Ben Simmons to open up emotionally and be emotionally vulnerable. And maybe Maya Jama just grew a little bit impatient with him. Maybe she wanted him to start allowing himself to be more vulnerable and not feeling like he needs to keep his guard up in order to prevent from being hurt and betrayed. And she kind of maybe got impatient with that process, um, because the King of Autumn is the King of Pentacles is very methodical, very analytical, and the Chariot is all about like moving forward and drive and stuff like that. So it could be that like I'm seeing that maybe Maya Jama had a good vision or a good idea of where she could see Ben Simmons at, or where she could see her and him together, but maybe he just wasn't emotionally deep enough, or going emotionally deep enough for her to really feel emotionally vulnerable with him, and vice versa. And there was maybe some like impatience that kind of happened on her part. Um, because maybe he was just going with the flow with everything, which is fine. But you got to go with the flow, but also have that depth to the flow, you know? You don't want a shallow river. You want a deep, nice river, and the river is all about your emotions. Um, she wanted that emotional connection, and there was just a lack of depth to that. Um, to that flow that they seemed to have. So let's get some advice to finish off the video. Advice from Maya Jama and Ben Simmons. Because, here in the Ducky channel, we want to help everyone level up, grow, improve, become closer to their best selves. And so, yeah, that's what we're gonna do here. All right. Y'all, it is fall and my nose knows. My sinuses are just very, very nasally. But that's okay. All right. Let's get some advice from Maya Jama. Advice from Maya Jama. The Princess of Winter, yes. The Page of Swords. We love that. The Five of Winter, the Five of Swords. The Eight of Summer, the Eight of Cups. Manifestation, yes. And let's get some advice for Ben Simmons. The Seven of Spring. Wow, interesting that this card showed up in reverse in the very beginning of the reading, and now it's showing up right side up for him. Interesting. Ooh, the World in reverse. And the Nine of Swords in reverse. Detoxify. Yeah. Wow, they both got grounding or root cards. Both of them have roots in here. So the advice from Maya Jama is what I'm seeing is to really continue chatting, getting to know other types of people, being honest and truthful in regards to what she wants in a partner, what she wants out of life, what she wants to do, just continue communicating because it seems that with that Ace of Swords that showed up in the very beginning of the reading, I do feel that Maya Jama was the one that kind of discussed her thoughts and her views, her truth. And that's kind of and she's like, "You know what? I This is what I want, this is what I deserve, and I'm going to go after it." So her advice is to continue manifesting, what it is that she wants in a partnership, in a life partner, um or out of life, out of her goals, and to really stay grounded in those things that in her truth and what she wants. There's no need to feel defeated with this Five of Swords. There's no need to feel defeated that maybe some things just haven't happened yet. She knows what she wants. And she goes after those things or those goals or even those people that she's wanting to pursue. And maybe it just hasn't happened yet. But the advice for her is to continue staying grounded in what she wants to accomplish, the joys, the success. Uh and it'll happen for her. Keep on seeking opportunities with the Eight of Cups here showing up. The Eight of Cups is all about seeking opportunities, whether that is, like going out on dates or just like traveling, doing things, seeking out things that emotionally fill her up. Um, because it does seem that the situation between the two of them lacked some of the emotional connection and depth that she really was hoping for. And so her advice is to just do that, really stay grounded in wanting to manifest what it is that she wants, especially emotionally, and verbalize it, speak it into existence, write it down, because she got two sword cards out of the three. So there's a lot of journaling or writing that she can do to really manifest that joy that she wants in a partnership. and to go out and start seeking out for it, or even just going out and doing things that will emotionally fill her up. So let's get some advice for Ben Simmons. The advice for Ben Simmons immediately with the Seven of Wands here is to start believing in himself, start being confident in his worth, his abilities, because there's some unfinished business here with the world here showing up in reverse. The world is always talking about, finished chapters, but when it comes in reverse, there's an unfinished chapter when it comes to his thoughts, the way he thinks about himself, and he needs to really kind of close that chapter. And that's what it seems that was limiting him from progressing with Maya Jama, is that he just has kind of one foot in and one foot out the door, because he's just ready to be hurt, or he doesn't want to he doesn't want to be surprised by anything. So he's already just kind of preparing himself for the worst case scenario. And because of that, he doesn't really invest too much into people emotionally. And again, that's it. I'm getting the sense that that's because he's been hurt before in the past, because he's put himself in that vulnerable position and it didn't end well. So his advice is to really detoxify from these thoughts, the 9 of Swords coming out in reverse. Norm talks about anxiety and sleepless nights and unable to shake these things off. So he needs to really detoxify, ground himself into like wondering why is it that he isn't willing to put himself out there like in a very vulnerable position. Why is that? And to really start thinking of himself, in a more positive manner, in a more confident manner, with the Seven of Wands showing up here. We all make mistakes. We all get hurt. We all get, you know, uh, yeah. So yeah, I guess that's where I am, and I'm ending that part. We all make mistakes. We all get hurt, but we're all also capable of loving and being loved, and so that's his advice, is to really focus on his thoughts, the way he thinks to himself and the way he thinks about love, but especially the way he thinks about himself, because that's what we're in control of, is how we view and think about ourselves. The advice for him is to really detoxify, cleanse any negative thoughts that he has in regards to himself, and start implementing more positive, um, reaffirming, confident boosting thoughts back into his life. And that's going to really help him get out of this chapter, or this like cycle that he's in, where he's not able to really connect with people emotionally because he has his guards up, or he's not willing to put himself in that emotionally vulnerable state or position. So that's it for this reading. That was a very enjoyable. I really enjoyed this. The messages were just zipping and zooming for this one. So let me know what you thought of this video. Um, and yep, that's it for me. Remember to take care of yourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Stay hydrated, which is what I'm about to do, because I have had more coffee than tea, herbal tea, non-caffeinated tea, because you got to balance. Got to balance it out. Something good with something bad. I mean, not that coffee is bad, but it dehydrates you. So you got to balance something dehydrating with something that's hydrating. So remember to do that. Remember to love and respect yourselves and others, and I will see y'all on the next video. Thanks. See ya. Bye.